Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 76 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series, where a couple things I want to do today. First off, I've been hunting for a way to strip all the enchants off of a piece of gear, and I did find a way to do it. Unfortunately, I don't think it's automatable. The Tome of Extraction from Apotheosis, which isn't too bad to get. If you throw that in there, it'll yank all the enchants off, for a hefty experience cost, by the way. Let's give that a try. Yoink and yoink. Yeah. The only problem is it doesn't look like we can do that in the enchantment applicator, which is a bummer. So, like, it's probably hard-coded to only work in the vanilla anvil, because I haven't found any machines that allow me to automate this. Now, possibly the robot from Mechanism, but I'm not entirely sure that I want to go that route just yet. So what I'm going to do is just hold off on that whole Tome of Extraction idea. Right now, I've got some really nice armor on me. Like, I like all the cool features that this compressed armor has, like the Iron Man armor. It's pretty awesome, right? Like, I mean, we've seen it over the last few episodes, all the cool stuff that makes it really neat. And in addition, it's being maintained by that whatchamacallit over there. So I don't think we have to worry about it too much. I think we just stick with what we got, and then maybe we'll think about in the future possibly doing the whole, like, what I really envisioned in my mind was like a way for me to like go step on a pressure plate and have it like swap all the gear along with all the enchants like all at once, right? Like it just would like take off all the pieces of gear, disenchant them all, apply the enchants to the other set of gear, and equip it. I could probably do it with like open computers or something like that. Might be doable. I'm honestly not sure. There's probably ways. But for now, I'll just stick with what I got, and I'll see if I can come up with something in the future. So what I do want to work on today, though, is getting things a little bit more OP in terms of my gear. And this is why. I can get a little bit better with this stuff here from Apotheosis. The Affixes is what they're called. So if you look in the adventure module, Affix loot is like the gear that you get with names on it. And in essence, there's a bunch of different affixes that are out there. They sometimes provide sockets, and they sometimes provide effects and stats and all kinds of other cool stuff. There's several rarities. There's common, there's uncommon, there's rare, there's epic, there's mythic, and then there's ancient. I don't think I've seen ancient yet. There's a little note here that says they're so rare, some might say they aren't even implemented yet. I'm going to assume that means they're not active, they're not really there yet. And then gems. We've seen a handful of gems. We played that a little bit, but in today's episode, I really want to like amp up the gem process. So it looks like there's ways to remove gems if they're already socketed. We'll figure some of that stuff out as well. But first step is to get gem slots on the gear. And for that, we're going to need to salvage stuff that we already have that has affixes on it. So to do that, step one is going to need a salvaging table. Salvaging tables need a smithing table, which is easy enough to make. Okay, and then it's also going to need a bucket of lava. Yoinks. And then finally, it's going to need some gem dust, which is made in a salvaging table, apparently. Where do I get the gem dust? Where do I get the gem dust to get the salvaging table? One method is crushing them with an anvil in world. Ah, okay, cool. So if we got an anvil in world, and we got a gem. Let's get not those gems. These gems. That's unique. I want to get something that's like not amazing. So I feel like this one is probably a good way to go. So if I turn off my magnet for a sec, put these here and drop that. Haha! That works. Cool. And now I can make my salvaging table. And then going forward, I can break down gems with the salvaging table, and that would be easier, right? Now, this kind of area has become my like gear manipulation area thing, so I'll just kind of stick with that theme. So then now if we had gems, so let's say like you're unique, but you're gray. I don't know if that means good or bad. I feel like that's bad, right? Gray is not good. Cracked Guardian Gem. Let's see what we've got. So we've got the Cracked Guardian Gem, light weapons 5%, lifesteal. Flawed is 15%, 20%. So like the name color applies in the same way that the Affix one does, right? So like gray gems are like common and not amazing, right? So if we looked in here, if we looked at solar gems, for example, we've got, that one has core armor, let's say 10% gravity. This is 65% gravity. This is 45. This is 25. So I would say anything that's gray or green, we could probably safely say like, we don't really need. Is that cool? Does that work? Right? We'll hang on to blues. Now that's a unique, right? 10% draw. So like Slipstream Gem. So yeah, they are unique, but there's several tiers of them. And you can see like the purple one is like way better draw speed on a bow than a green. Okay. Now I think, if I'm not mistaken, you can upgrade your gems too. So gem cutting is used to upgrade gems. Upgrading a gem costs gem dust and rarity materials and a second gem of the same rarity. The cost of upgrading a gem increases with its rarity. Yeah. So the gem cutting table will allow me to improve gems. So that's kind of the third thing I was going to work on, but it's all good. So like, for example, if I did this, right, you would see that we need to have one of it here, one of it there, right? And then we would need a time-worn fragment and 3 mysterious scrap metal and a gem dust. Okay, so gem dust would go there, and that would be satisfied. Cool. Okay, that's not too bad. So we might, but like if I wanted to take this purple one, I would need another purple one in order for me to upgrade it to the next tier of Slipstream Gem. Cool. And I think what unique means you can only have one of these gems in the same piece of art. Like I can't put 2 Slipstream gems into my bow, even if it had two slots. Cool. Okay. So now let's take a look at salvaging some gear that we have, right? And my idea is to search for the word socket and find things that are socketed, right? So I'm just going to grab a bunch of pieces of armor here. I'm not even going to really look at them too much. I'm just going to grab a bunch. Hopefully I've got a decentish amount. Okay. So each one of these, once again, is named with a color. So like green being like near the lower end, where orange is like the highest end, okay? And when you salvage it, you're going to get a chance at certain amounts of items. Now, can I increase that chance in any way? Or is that just like, is that it? Right, let's look at salvaging. And you get scrap metal from common items, so that's good to know. I don't think there's nothing in here that says anything about being able to increase it, right? So if I just threw this in here, I'm gonna get, we got lucky, we got 4, right? So that was cool. If I throw this blue one in here, we'll get 1 to 4 luminous shards. Again, we got lucky, we got 4, that's cool. Do we have any purples out here? I wanted to do these in order, but I'll do orange if we don't. I guess we don't have much by way of oranges. So if I throw an orange in there, we'll get Godforged pearls, which is like the bomb, right? It's like the best. And I'm not even really looking at what I've got here because I kind of don't care, right? I really don't. Yeah, I'm super not at all too worried about it, right? This backpack has no contents, right? No upgrades or inventory contents. Good. Okay. So like that would be interesting. I'm curious, like if that goes in a curio slot, does it actually affect stuff? I have no idea. It says when on body, so I'm guessing it has to be on like a chest piece, right? Ooh, I only got 1 Godforged pearl for that. That was really bad luck. And by the way, I'm pretty sure you can just like throw a bunch of things in here all at once if you want to, and then yoink, and it'll combine the outputs of everything. So that's one way to find all your socketed gear, right? And that's pretty good, right? Hey, there's a purple. Sweet. A couple purples here. Okay. So you can see as we add stuff here, it's all going to add up to a bunch of goodies. And I'm just going to assume that anything that's named inside my AE system, because remember, every time I went out hunting for stuff, like, if it was named, I would grab it. This is why. This is 100% why. Because you can break it down and get some good stuff from it, right? Sweet. So I don't really care about much of any of this stuff. I'm just going to assume that everything that I find here is going to be worth salvaging. Okay, is that everything? Did I miss anything? I think the only thing left is gems themselves now. I don't think I missed anything. Cool. Okay, and these are all blues and greens, so I'm only going to get that stuff. Cool. Hey, we got 11 Godforged pearls. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Now what I can do is get the simple reforging table, which is going to allow me to use dust to upgrade my gear. But I think I can only get it up to maybe blue if I want. Like I can't see, like, the purple won't go in there, but the blue will. Yeah. Okay. So if I want to upgrade this guy, I can take him and control click myself some netherite. So we need a couple arcane sands to make the reforging table, so it's a good thing we had a few purples. But this guy will allow me to take gear and make it awesome. So if we got, for example, this really cool helmet that I have, right, and we threw some Godforged pearls in there, you'll note that there's several things we can get. It's kind of like an enchanting table, but holy cow, is there a lot of stats on there. Like, a lot. That it's going to be actually a little bit hard to read. I might need to adjust. Let me jump into my options and, like, bring down my GUI scale. Oh my goodness, that is small. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to read that, let alone you guys. I can't even find my helmet. That's how tiny it is. Boop, boop. And then, okay, yeah, no, I could probably bring that scale up a little bit higher. How about GUI scale 2? Is that cool? Okay, hey, that works. When attacked, inflict blindness. Magic damage is taken is reduced by 7%. 3 sockets. Item ignores durability damage. That gives me 2 sockets there, and that gives me 2 sockets. So it's very similar in terms of, like, you know, what we'll get. Now, also note that it's going to take 6 Godforged pearls and 15 gem dust. So if we want this to actually, like, work, we're going to need some gem dust. Do I not have any more gem dust? I know I destroyed some gems. Are they, like, over somewhere? Did I leave them in one of these tables? No. I thought I had some extra gem dust. Did I use it all? Got some arcane sands. I mean, I can always break down some of these dudes, right? No, that's upgrading. We want to break down. Right? So this would require some gem dust goes in there. Cool. Okay. All right, let's come back in a sec once I do some checking of some things. Oh, and one more thing I'll mention is not every item has sockets on them. So sometimes you're going to have to look beyond. So here's even like a green that doesn't have any sockets. So looking for the word socket doesn't really work too well. So keep that in mind. You might just have to look for, like, you know, chest plates and, like, kind of mouse over and look for them. I don't know if there's any, like, specific thing I can look for here that would tell me that this is, you know, like, clearly this one has the word blessed on it, but, like, there's other ones that don't have the word blessed on it, so I don't know. It's not always easy to figure out exactly where you've got all this good stuff, but, you know, searching for, like, chestplate or leggings, that'll work too. All right, let me come back after I think about what I want to do next here, because there's probably something or other. So other things I'll note is you can reapply things here. So, like, even though this bow is already a blue one, I can go ahead and do that. I'm curious if I can remove these gems that are on here. So let's see. Gems. Removing gems from an item was a difficult process, but some clever alchemists figured out how to do it. Their notes are detailed in the next couple pages. Combine a socketed item with a vial of searing expulsion in a smithing table to remove the gems, destroying them in the process. Oh, that's a bummer. Arcane extraction. Combine a socketed item with a vial of arcane extraction in a smithing table to retrieve the gems, destroying the item in the process. Oh, that's even worse. I don't want to destroy my item. So I can either get the gems or get the item. Now, so let's take a look at this. Were these like good gems? So 24% arrow damage, 30% draw speed. Actually, that's just the normal stuff. There's only one gem on here, 15% arrow damage, right? So if we looked at arrow damage, 15% would be the green one. We can get up to 30 with a unique purple. That's probably the way to go, for sure. That would be the way to go. Okay. I like that. Okay. So I can destroy that gem. So let's do that. Let's give that a go. To remove the gems, destroying them in the process would be searing expulsion. Okay. So that I'm going to need to switch back to my normal UI pretty soon because I can't. Thick potion is a water bottle with glowstone in it. So water bottle with glowstone in it. Didn't GUI scale like temporarily become a slider? Is that no longer a thing, or was a mod doing that? I don't even know. Okay, so searing expulsion, and we're good to go. Boom, boom. And it was in a smithing table, right? So if I do this and this, we will get the bow back with empty sockets. Boom. Cool, that works. And now I can upgrade it if I so choose to an orange, right? So part of me wants to go with that orange, but like another part of me is curious as to what the other things would be. So here's something to note, right? This is 150 levels, so this is like the quote-unquote best. But you'll notice that I only get 2 sockets out of it, and it gives me a speed boost when I hit an arrow and a 55% chance to shoot a second arrow. Okay, up here is a 35% chance to shoot a second arrow, so slightly less. But it also inflicts slowness too, which is kind of cool. And here, this one inflicts wither and levitation. I don't like the idea of levitation because I feel like that would be annoying. I mean, it would be cool from a defensive standpoint, right? Because then the mobs would have trouble getting to me when I hit them. But it would probably be annoying to try and, kill them and finish them off. My goal is to have, like, a super OP bow that's, like, really, really powerful, right? So this guy has 100% draw speed, 75, 100, 70% arrow, 26% damage, 27, 24, 25% speed, 20% speed. So, like, pay attention to the attributes, because, like, if you look at it, I kind of feel like this one, which only needs 2 pearls and 50 levels, is kind of better than this one, right? Like, the draw speed's better for sure. The arrow damage and velocity, slightly better on the bottom one, but probably not worth the 3rd socket. So, like, I kind of want to go with this. Alright, I've always been more of an offensive over defensive kind of player. So, I'm going to use my mythic pearl stuff for my bow and for my sword. I'm going to make them as OP as possible. Does that sound cool? So let's start with the sword. Let's start with the bow, because I just really love bows. Like, bows are my favorite. So, like I said, I feel like this is the one I want to get, because it has 3 sockets rather than 2, and it gives slowness, which is neat, and a similar chance to shoot a second arrow, 35% over 50. So, like, 1 and 3 versus 1 and 2. Yes, 1 and 2 is a little bit better, but close enough, I think. So I think that's where I'm going to go. So I'm going to need 50 levels and 5 gem dust, so I should be fine. Okay, so that should be cool. So 50 levels, that will make this nice. That's cool. All right, good deal. And now for my sword, let's take a look at our options here. Did these change? I was actually not paying attention. I think they did change because these were different. So I think like an enchanting table, when you apply something, it like recycles and you can get a different set. So like if I were to throw this bow in here again now, you could see like I have different and I could redo it, right? Like, and it would cost the pearls and all the other stuff, but like there's other effects that we could have here, as you can see. So like this would be Wither 3, which would be kind of cool, and 3 sockets, right? And that would also be, you know, some slightly better. But I like where we're at with this thing. The only thing I need to do is maybe change up the projectile snare bit. Like I might get rid of that so that we don't burn through mana so fast, but we'll see. For sword now, I've got 3 sockets, attacks deal extra damage to nearby enemies, and durability damage. This guy, on hit, gain ancient knowledge. I don't even know what that does. 4 cold damage down there. That's cool. And some life steal. And then this guy does ancient knowledge again. Slain enemies have a chance to become a loot pinata. That sounds kind of cool. But it only has 2 sockets, which is kind of a bummer. So 26% life steal, 21% life steal. This does some extra fire damage. This does extra cold and fire damage. This does armor pierce. This does crit chance. Ooh, I don't even know which one I want. Plus 2.05 attack speed. That's kind of cool. Is that good or bad? I don't know. Is higher attack speed good or lower attack speed? I don't know. I'm going to lean towards... I'm going to lean towards this one. I think just using 2 pearls would probably be good. Is that cool? I think that's cool. Mob drops will teleport to you is not entirely exciting. Do I want this one? I need to look up what attack speed is. Is attack speed... What's that? Attack speed controls how frequently you can attack. If your attack speed is 2, you can swing twice per second. Well, that means higher is better, right? I feel like that means higher is better. So yeah, let's go for this one, because this will give me a higher attack speed, which is better. It'll do a little bit more fire damage. It doesn't have cold damage, but it has more life steal, which is kind of cool. And still 3 sockets, which is what I was going for. So yeah, let's go with 100 levels, which is going to need 10 gem dust. So let's get some more gems. And 100 levels. And that's where we're going. Nice. Look at that. Whew! That is brutal. I love it. That's going to be a good weapon. Alright, I'm going to put all this junk away. And now I can get, like, some really nice gems, apparently, right? I think they get socketed in the smithing table, but I kind of forget. So... let's take a look at, if I look for ranged, is that going to, so that's a purple, that's a blue. Ranged weapons, protection shred, and negative 35% draw speed. I'm thinking because it's in red, that's a bad thing, right? These are gray. I really want like a good one. Ooh, look at this, Flawless Gem of the Warlord. 25% crit chance. That might be a thing that we put in. That's cool. Ranged weapons, 30% arrow damage. I'm definitely gonna want that. So we have 3 slots in each, right? So I'm gonna stack these up, and this one I'm not sure where I'm gonna put it. So I'll be like 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3 for my sword, right? So that sounds cool. This has boots, bows, and crossbows. 40% crit chance. Helmets adds an arrow velocity. That's kind of interesting. I'm going to hold on to that guy. I really want purple or better if I can. So, I mean, that's just like the other one I just looked at, right? That might need to go into my bow. 35% crit chance. Doesn't this already have a good crit chance, or was that this one? I don't know. 45% draw speed. I like that. So that would be draw speed, arrow damage, and crit chance? Does that sound cool? If I did bow, is that gonna? I'm assuming that's gonna be similar. I'm just gonna look for what's this guy? Weapons or tools, 30% experience gained. Meh. I'm looking for purple or better here. That's the one that was crit chance, right? And I was only gonna use the purple one for now because I'm not sure if I want that one. Yeah, it's experience gained. I'm not too worried about that. And then this one had the lower draw speed. So I think that's it for, that's what I'm going to do for my bow. Now, what about sword? If I looked up sword, we should see some cool gems for that guy. Light weapons +3 attack knockback. I don't like knockback because it means the monster's farther away from me and harder to finish off, right? So I've never liked knockback as a ability. What's a heavy weapon? That I don't know. 40% crit chance. That might go into my light or ranged weapons, heavy weapons. I'm guessing it's a light weapon, right? That might go here. Do I have any other good gems? Solar gem fits in swords. +4 fire damage. Does it light them on fire, though? Because that would be annoying for Enderman. I guess we'll see. %20 lifesteal. Kind of like that. Guardian gem. +2 armor pierce, but it's blue. But that's okay. I need a third anyway. Any other cool ones that I could go with here? I think that's good. I don't really see anything else that's jumping out at me. I don't want knockback for sure. Let's do that one, right? For light weapons +2 armor pierce. That'll just do a little bit more damage. I'm cool with that. All right. And is it the smithing table that it goes into? Yes. Look at that. Draw speed, crit chance, and arrow damage. Nice. And then you're going to have crit chance, life steal. And what's the last one going to be? Armor pierce. Is there another crit chance? So there's this one that would give me 25% crit chance. What did this have again? Crit damage. Got it. That's crit damage. So this would be 5% crit chance. That's only blue, but 25% crit chance. Do I want more crit chance? Or do I want armor pierce? I don't know. Crazy crit chance sounds fun to me. So I'm going to go with that. Can I do that? No, because I already have... It's a unique. So remember I said you can't? Right. Right. I remember now. So let's go with... Yeah, because it was unique. That's right. Armor pierce. We'll go with that one. So I can't throw another crit chance in there because it's unique. Right. Okay, that should be fun. All right, so now we should have some, like, really ridiculously OP gear. First off... Oh, that's beautiful. I like that. I like how instantly that loads. It is just, like, ready to go. I want to put away my 100 levels of experience, because yes. Okay. So let's... That is cool. Those dudes have a lot of health, for the record. Is it giving it, like, some kind of, like... thing where it highlights it? Because I feel like they're getting highlighted a little bit. That's pretty cool. I don't know if that's like a luck-based thing, because they don't all seem to be doing it, but some of those entities seem to be getting highlighted. All right, I want to test out my sword on Mr. Enderman here. Oh, he does get lit on fire, but he does get stuck, so that was cool. So he does get lit on fire, and that's because there is fire damage on this thing. Which I could switch, by the way. I would just have to use more of those epic gems, right? But that's pretty good. Alright, so I think we've got even more OP gear at this point, which is fun. And mostly I just wanted to kind of show you guys the Apotheosis, like, gems and augmenting system that's available. Now, I could throw some of this stuff, you know, onto some of these gems onto my armor, but I would need to affix my armor. I'm going to debate if I want to look into automating getting some affix drops or not. All right, I think that's a good wrapping up point. So we affixed some items, which makes them cooler. I wanted to mostly just show you guys how that worked today. That was the main purpose, right? But now we've got even more OP armor and weapons. Well, not armor, but mostly weapons. Yes, definitely more OP weapons. And that'll make, you know, anything we do going forward with hostile mobs that much more fun. All right, wrapping up point for the episode. Darryl20 sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Look at all this stuff that I've got to put away. Hooray. We'll come back next time, and I probably want to get into a new mod. I just haven't decided what yet. So for now, we'll wrap up, and next episode we'll find out what I do. All right, for now, take it easy.